Good evening, Bonacera. It's 6:35 p.m. here. Uh, we're ready to move on finally at long last from Generation 6 up here to Generation 7. Make a big ol' skip. Hop across the pond to Alola, which is exciting. We've got four, I think, four ribbons. Yeah. In Alola that we've got to worry about. We've got the Battle Tree, which is the Battle Tower equivalent here. And then there's the super version of that, which will be fun again, I'm sure. We've got the Champion Ribbon, and then the mysterious Battle Royal Master. The Battle Royal, for what I'm looking at, seems to be a 1v1v1v1 setup, where it's like four people fighting each other simultaneously. So I don't really know what's going to be meta there, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope you're having a good time on your walk commute back home. So, in order to facilitate the big move, I gotta fire up Pokemon Bank. Always exciting. Everybody loves Pokemon Bank, the online system that is mysteriously like, I don't know why they made this an online thing. They should just make it local. Save it to your 3DS. Who cares? I also love the noise it makes when it logs on. Yes, we're going to use Pokemon Bank with this game. So I don't know when online for Bank is shutting down. Online services for the 3DS are slated to shut down April 2024, which is just a couple months away. It's probably like 6 months away if I had to guess. But then they said, but the one exception is Pokemon Bank. But also, don't keep your guys in bank for too long. Haha. That would be really bad. And they didn't give a firm date on when they'll shutter this. But once they do, it will completely sever generations 8 and 9 from literally everything else that came before it. Finally ending the continuous thread of being able to bring your Pokemon from the beginning to the end. With the addition of the Virtual Console Red and Blue and Gold and Silver games on 3DS, you could actually bring a Pokemon from Generation 1 all the way to Generation 9, thanks to Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Home. But soon you may not be able to do that anymore, and I'm sure people will be very upset. It will certainly make this Ribbon Master run impossible. So, I'm glad we're doing this while we can. Yep, this is her. Osole Mio. We're putting you in the Pokemon Bank. This always feels really nerve-wracking here, because it's like you lose ownership of the Pokemon briefly. Hello, Fubo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see everyone. By the way, for the early arrivals here, it's a secret, but I've got some new emotes out there that you can use. Also, the Give Pizza one has been downgraded to a follower emote because I have access to those now. You don't even have to subscribe for it. So go wild. The other ones you do have to subscribe for, but you can also unlock them, I'm pretty sure, with points. So, okay, well, I guess I'm gonna put Torkoal in the cloud. No coming back to this generation after we do this. It feels very final. Yeah, there you go. You just get it now. I don't know, I feel like I'm doing something wrong by doing this, but we'll see. See, everybody gets it. Yeah, alright, Torkoal, into the cloud you go. Now that felt really loud. Was that really loud? That was really loud, right? Okay, hold on. Yes, it was really loud, right? Oh, I know why. Hold on. That should be better. Could be quieter. Welcome, Ert. Hello. Oh, wait, no, I don't need to log back into bank. Oops. Sorry, my sound mixer is always all messed up every day because I switch between capturing my audio off of the 3DS versus off of the Wii. And shockingly, not every video game in existence is mastered against the same volume level. I know, right? It's confusing. I don't need to log back in the bank. No. Close out a bank. If only there was some kind of standardized loudness curve. I hear ya. Alright, goodbye Generation 6. And hello Generation 7. If you're alluding to an actual existing standardized curve, I don't know anything about it, I'll tell you that much. I'm not an audio engineer. Oh yeah, so we're going after... Today we're going after the Great Tree Ribbon here, which should be very easy to do. I would love if Bank was an offline version of it, but my guess is they're just going to port every Pokemon game either into a remake that's soulless like the Diamond and Pearl ones, or just Virtual Console on the Switch. I have a much more pessimistic outlook here. Alright. And in she goes. No going back to Generation 6 now. BDSP is the Funko Pops of Pokemon. You're so right. You're so right. Oh. Yeah, I guess we're gonna hit that save button. No going back. Thank you, Pokemon Bank. Just need you to hang on there a little while longer. And into Alola we go. Wow, a mile. I remember being blown away by this intro when I first watched it. I was like, wow, Generation 7 looks so cool. Look at all these things you can do. Anyway, we're here now. Welcome to Pokemon Moon. I'm at the battle tree, I'm pretty sure. It's just like really ready to go. I'm zoning out down here. So I've pretty much been, this is where like the whole Torkoal paradigm starts to fit together. In this generation, Torkoal finally gets Drought, which is very, very nice. And I can, I believe, just take the held item and give that to this one. Ooh. Yeah, so with the inclusion of, where's the held item? With the inclusion of Drought, Torkoal finally becomes like a usable Pokemon. And I've already got my team all set up here, so we can just hit the battle tower right away. And this should be like pretty easily manageable. So you are on the Beach Boys squad. You may notice that I only have 5 guys here. I could never figure out a good 6th one. But I guess to walk you down the lineup, you may remember me trying to run Slowpoke here. It's the same song and dance. We have Trick Room with Eviolite. Very, very slow. Uses Surf to trigger Weakness Policy on your ally or Storm Drain on your ally. Pretty good stuff. We have Newcomer, who was only useful in this generation, Sharpedo. Sharpedo here has Destiny Bond, which is a fun egg move that it learns for some reason. It has Crunch and Ice Fang and Protect. Its entire gimmick is becoming very fast and then using, unique to this generation, Z moves, specifically Z Destiny Bond. That functions similar to Follow Me, in that it redirects all attacks into itself, and also still functions as Destiny Bond, which is if you knock me out, you also get knocked out. This gives Slowpoke pretty much guaranteed cover for Trick Room, and gets you a free switch into either Torkoal or Gastrodon in the back. Lilligant is here. I don't often use Lilligant in the Battle Tower, but her gimmick would be to lead with Torkoal. She has her speed doubled in the sun, and she has the move After You, which lets you tell a target to move immediately following yourself. So your speed's very high in the sun, you can make Torkoal very fast. Yeah, check out the, like single-digit defenses on this guy. He definitely goes down to every single hit. 46 and 57, respectively. Most hits one-shot this thing, which is its entire goal. It also has speed boost, so if you're slower than your target, you can just double protect turn 1, then be faster than them, and then use Destiny Bond and get Trick Room up turn 2. Oh, and then we have Gastrodon, who I didn't talk about. They just sit there and absorb Surf and continue to pump out spread damage. Let's do the Battle Tower. Oh boy. Battle. So I gotta get both the super and the regular. So let's do this one. I don't remember if I already have an ongoing streak here. I hope not. Okay, looks like I don't. So that's good. We lead with Slowpoke and Sharpedo, and then we have Torkoal and Gastrodon in the back. And we don't even have to do any fun cheese yet. I don't know, I might fall back to the Aaron and Trick Room strategy because it seemed so airtight in the previous generation, but I feel like that's bad content. It's like not engaging to watch. Consecutive double battle challenge, begin! The time has finally come for my talent to blossom. The character sprites and models in this game are so cool as well. Mold Breaker. So I think I'm slower here than Excadrill. So I'm going to double protect. Oh yeah, and so the goal here is 20 consecutive wins, by the way. Not quite the 50 we have to do in the super one, but 20 in the regular one to unlock the super one. Alright, speed boost increases the pace. We can now click Trick Room safely, and we activate our full-powered Z move, Z Destiny Bond. I pretty much didn't like this gimmick in Gen 7. It felt too all or nothing. I really only liked the Z status moves because they often did weird things like this. But just like Z attacks where like I get to do... Oh, that's bad. They missed. But yeah, you basically got to do a big attack that could hit through Protect partially. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, that's bad. I got my Trick Room up, but I didn't get my Sharpedo knocked out, which is not how this should go. So I'm going to Surf. And the good news is that the, what do you call it? The Destiny Bond buff applies until you move again. So if any of these guys hit me now, they still get knocked out. But I'll go for a Ice Fang, I guess, into the ground guy. There we go, finally, thank you. Goodbye! That's what we needed. We can send in the star of the show, Torkoal. Drought kicks in. The sun goes up, fire gets 50% stronger, water gets 50% weaker, and we ball. It's time to go. There's very little in the game that a sun-boosted eruption from a +2 Torkoal can't just, like, clear. Weakness policy triggers. The machine is in action. The mechanism is in play. And we get a double knockout for sure. Easy. I think Shuckle has Sturdy. I think this is one of the Pokemon that can have Sturdy, so I'm actually going to Surf again. Even though we'll do a little bit more damage to Torkoal. And we go for an Eruption, which is regular effective because Shuckle is part Bug. Sand Tomb? I also forget that Shuckle is even slower than Torkoal. Kinda messed up. Wow! I was just talking about how there's very little that you can't clear with an eruption. That's incredible. That what blooms must fall seems to be the decree of fate. He's so right. This child is wise beyond his years. The tradition of the battle tower having only freaks is also kept alive here, it seems. Battle number 2. Let's go. My tummy is in pain to the extreme. This poor lady. I feel it, though. I understand. Backpacker Tammy. I have to do the same song and dance with the Z move every single battle. Yes, please. Oh, that's bad. It just straight up might not matter, though. I think. Yeah, like, I'm not afraid of Escavalier here. At least not too much. It might be able to actually Mega Horn one-shot my Slowpoke, but I don't think it matters. Because then I can just turn around and get it. Oh, unless these both connect, of course. 70% accuracy, my foot. And Slowpoke wakes up, right? Yeah! All part of the script. Alright. Let's get that weakness policy off real quick. Pop another eruption on the fire. Very fortunate wake up and very fortunately not getting one shot. I am still asleep though. But I imagine they're just gonna continue to target me. Ooh, that hurt real bad. Okay. Good thing Slowpoke is still alive. I really need to wake up though. Heal Pulse, Eruption. Surely I wake up this turn. Oh my god. Thank you. Get rid of the bug. Do big damage to Jellicent, I'm sure. It's not very effective. Does over half-life. And I was not even full HP. Eruption doing reduced damage. Alright, let's heal Torkoal again. And go for another Eruption, which should clear both of them, I'm pretty sure. Yep, easy. Food and water poisoning are the true charm of travel, aren't they? You'd think she'd run like a poison team. But what do I know? One BP. Onward to number 3, let's go. Let's get it going, because there's no escape. I liked Team Skull. I thought their fashion sense was pretty good. Punk Girl Agrada. Yeah, you would. Hey, welcome. How's it going, Voodoo? Skeleton bias, you're so right. Okay. I think I'm definitely faster than both of these guys. So I think I can safely go for a Trick Room until Skarmory uses, like, Whirlwind or something. Hit that Z Destiny Bond. Hit the Gritty. Alright, one of you come knock me out. Okay, cool. I don't care about that at all. Finally, a shark attack, right? Yeah. If they aren't in Endless Ocean, I'll just have to manufacture my own. Oh my god. I'm so tired of these fools not actually using offensive moves. It's very tiresome. You might have to specify Therian versus Incarnate Tai. But I wouldn't have gotten that one, don't worry. You could have stumped me. Also, nice to see you, Tai. Alright. This is going somewhat poorly, but that's okay. Ice Fang into Skarmory, I guess? No, what am I saying? I want to get rid of Barbarnacle if I can help it. Surely one of these guys will attack this turn, right? Oh my god. Thank you! Thank you, I needed that very badly. That part doesn't matter, it's okay. So what happened there is I used my Z Destiny Bombs in an attempt to get myself knocked out and take my attacker with me. But, they just, didn't attack. which is the worst case scenario for this particular gimmick, which is why this isn't, like, actually competitively viable against human beings who have, like, reasoning capabilities. They just can simply not attack and get whatever free setup they need, and they're fine. Oh, I crit my own guy, that's a bummer, but it's not gonna matter. There we go, finally the wheels are in motion. Nido King. In a Dusk Ball, fancy. And Nido Queen. Also in a Dusk Ball. Very fancy. I think they're both gonna get one shot, though. Let's see, I'm gonna Heal Pulse Torkoal. That should top me off to full, because I'm not beneath half. I click Eruption again. We're in the sun. We've got Weakness Policy activated. I will be full HP. They don't resist this. I'm pretty sure this is a knockout. That's a lot of damage! Nice! I've got a thing for you. You're something else. Wasted indeed. So this is why, I'm doing the ribbon quest for Torkoal, because as you can see, as soon as Torkoal gets access to the sunsetting ability, it's just very good. It's tried and true. Like, that's why I wanted to get the, Super Training ribbon for the funny little title it grants, because I really want the one that I get to use in Generation 9 to have the tried and true title over there. I think it's accurate. Torkoal is just very good. The ability to set weather, very powerful. Get into my stance, then hit. Ooh, is she gonna strike me? Kendo girl over here? She have a sword? But yeah, Torkoal, tried and true. Weather is always very good. Oh, she's an athlete. Alvin. The character models in this game are so cute. Electrode and Escavalier. They are both faster than me. Electrode is. Escavalier is not. So we're going to double protect turn 1. Torkoal stonks are always on the rise. Oh, nice to see everybody. Sari, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I was saying at the top of the stream, by the way, I've got some new emotes. Just a kind of a secret for everybody. You don't gotta tell nobody. The Give Pizza one is a follower emote. And I added some more animated emotes today. But that's a secret for you guys. Alright, so we're going to double protect here. Electrode is definitely faster than both of us. Wow. I agree. I think Sun and Moon, it might be like the prettiest game they made. I really like the single pixel outline that all of the 3D models have in this game. It looks very good. Speed boost. Trick room. And we do our gay little dance and do our Destiny Bond maneuver. Hit the gritty. They should have required in the formats that for VGC that were in Sun and Moon, they should have required that you actually do the Z-move dance when you use your Z-move. I feel like that would have added a lot to the game. Like a nice physical element. Please, please, one of you, just use an attacking move. I'm begging you. Just use Mega Horn. Escavalier, please, 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 please. Thank you. Oh my god. Okay, we take our attacker down with us. Zero. I know what it is, but I don't understand what would be a good meta for it, like, at all. Battle Royale appears to be a 1v1v1v1. And I don't know what's good. Everybody's like, don't fool yourself, don't use spread moves. Just focus on single target damage. But I have no idea. I'm gonna have to somehow sneak Torkoal into a team on that, because I don't think they're gonna be good on their own. Least of all because they're very slow, and I don't see how you set up Trick Room in singles like that. But what can you do? Alright. Surf. Do you have any cool, hot advice for Battle Royale? Is it way harder? That's a bummer. Well, I'll have to consult the online, I suppose. Goodbye, Togekiss. See ya, dude. I thought you only brought 3 guys to Battle Royale, is the problem. Battle number 5. So that's why I'm thinking it might be difficult, because I don't think you bring a full 6 to the Battle Royale. Otherwise, yeah, it'd be really easy to just sneak it on in the back. Huh? What's your problem? You looking at me? Yeah. Oh, really? That's interesting. Punk guy, Scoop. Hey, Scoop. Bisharp and Tentacruel. Pressure. Trick Room. Z Destiny Bond. Click the funny move. Interesting. I thought you just pick 3. Because, like, the Battle Tower, you just pick 4. And so, like, even though you've got 6 guys in your party or whatever, you don't, the other 2 don't get it. Got a world start. Christ. Alright, one of you please use an attacking move that isn't Sucker Punch. I need it so bad. I need you to just kill Sharpedo. Oh my god. I'm getting downloaded over here. Whatever. Oh my god. Please. Sludge Wave with the partner Steel type is pretty cool. I do like that. Oh my god. Whatever, I'm over it. It's fine. Do a Surf for baby damage. Crunch into Tentacruel again, I guess. So herein is the very much undoing of this strategy. If they just don't hit you, you're fine. Night Slash. Okay, that's fine. That's actually fine. I don't care if I don't take him down with me. It's okay. This is not going to do like any damage at all because I've got Eviolite. Okay, we're fine. We finally get Barracuda out of there. Get the free switch into Torkoal, and we get to click our buttons again. The Sharpedo's entire thing is kind of like how you see people run Final Gambit in more modern games. Final Gambit being a move that just does your HP as damage to the target. So you can like kind of one-shot things that are weaker than you if you go first. But in this generation, we have Z moves, and Z Destiny Bond in particular functions as simultaneously Follow Me and Destiny Bond. So it draws all single target attacks inwards to it, and it also means that if you knock it out, you get knocked out as well. So the whole gimmick there is to try and build cover for me to set up Trick Room on Slowpoke, while also getting a free switch and making it into a 3v3. But if they just don't attack, then I have a very fast Sharpedo in the middle of Trick Room, which is not typically what you want. It's okay, though. We finally got him out of there, and we can do that. All roads lead to Torkoal Eruption, yes. I've also got a Gastrodon in the back in the event that they've got like some crazy rock team where it's just not very viable for me to have a Torkoal as my guy out. And Gastrodon's similar where Gastrodon wants to absorb a Surf. Its ability Storm Drain redirects all water attacks inward to it and boosts its special attack by 1 stage every time that happens. So Surf, because it hits everybody, hits both opponents and also hits your own guy, as we're seeing with Weakness Policy here. So you get to continually boost your special attack and then just hit him with your own pretty good Gastrodon damage. You've got very good coverage in, I think I've got Ice, Poison, Ground, and Water on there. But Torkoal Eruption is the better play in like most situations. Yeah, if they bring Urshifu, I'm all set. But in general, you just get to do, like, that. So, why not, right? When 2 sets of eyes meet, you get your one-on-one battle. So what it is to be a... That sounds kind of more like a pirate. I'm trying to do, like, the Macho Man or Scott Steiner kind of voice here. It's like, if we was to go one-on-one. That's what a trainer. But he's got like a pirate intonation here. It's what it is to be a trainer. Why eat chicken when you have steak? Exactly. The Gastrodon really is just there in case they throw some kind of insane rock team at me, where fire is like not very effective. Or like a insano water team. But even then, like we were seeing, they swapped out Jellicent for some guy, and Jellicent still took over half-life. Oh, did it says connecting to chat. Uh-oh. Oh, we're back. Did I drop any frames? OBS was just like, oh, we need to connect to chat. I hope I didn't drop any frames. I hope I'm actually connected to chat. Let's test. Oh, okay, cool. We're good. No drops. Interesting. That spooked me. This is me, so I'll get at it. A lot of skull grunts in the battle tree today. Punk Guy Dylan. Shiftry and Malamar. This feels like a fake out team waiting to happen. Shiftry almost certainly is running fake out, right? I don't know what Malamar is going to do here. But I'm going to double protect because I'm scared. Okay. Doesn't really matter. So Shiftry didn't run Fake Out. They do have Razor Leaf, that's cool. That hits both opponents. I can definitely 100% tank a Razor Leaf, especially with the spread damage modifier, with my Eviolite, even though it's going to be super effective. So I'm just going to go for the blow on the head here. Do my funny little dance. Hi. Was that Flight 123? Hello. I think that's how you say that. F-L-I-T-E. Am I reading that right? Nice to meet you. I'm currently doing my Ribbon Master quest through generations 6 to 9 in Pokemon here. I'm playing off my actual 3DS, which is pretty cool. I'm trying to get a Torkoal to have every single ribbon that I can possibly muster. Bring them all the way forward to Generation 9, and then play with them in some VGC stuff. Bring them to tournaments, etc., etc. That is what I'm up to right now. Always nice to see a new face here, so thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Okay. It's Torkoal time. Alakazam, I hardly knew ye. Sun goes up. And both opponents go down, I would assume. Surf, trigger the weakness policy, eruption, double knockout. Kaboom. Yeah, you can tell it's the actual because I'm not. Yeah, exactly. Voodoo, I believe it said that this was like your first time chatting. I don't know if you've popped into previous streams as a lurker or whatever. But in the event that you haven't, I think I spent close to 5 weeks trying to do the Super Battle Tower in Generation 6 in Pokemon X, which is the one where you have to do 50 consecutive battles and then win against the champion. If this had been an emulator, you know I would have save scummed. But instead, every time I got knocked down, I had to just start again. I finally did it last week. With the, like, scummiest, most brain-dead strategy imaginable. I had a level 1 Aaron, which is like a meme. And its entire gimmick was having Sturdy, being able to use Endeavor, a move which makes your opponent's HP equal to yours, and then a Shell Bell, which heals you back up for, like, 10% of the damage you did. So you're just continually proccing Sturdy, always getting down to 1 HP, and then your partner knocks them out. And through that grind, I was able to get through 50 floors. It was miserable. I'm probably going to have to do it again. Harrison Bergeron, then. Now I have to... Hold on, I have to Google this. I don't recognize this name off the top of my head. You're too cultured for me. Who is this? Oh, it's a book. I'm not well read, I'm sorry. I'm sure that joke is very funny, but you're free to leave now. I'm sorry. I've disappointed you. Sci-fi short story where people who are good at things are hampered to be bad at them like normal people. Battle number 7. I see. Yeah, pretty much. By being level 1, I was always able to bring them down to like 12 HP, and then I had my ally use the move that does like your level as damage, so I would always be able to delete pretty much anything. This kind of battle is really just a break. That's what I'm saying. Office worker, Dominica. Sylveon and Breloom. You know I'm getting spored this turn. Definitely faster. I think. There's not really any reason to not go for a double protect and speed boost here, though. So I think I'm gonna do that. Knock Punch, okay. Dazzling Gleam, okay. So I think I'm gonna get Mach Punched in one shot instead of getting off Destiny Bond here. Because that's just a priority move, but it doesn't really matter. The end result is ultimately the same, where I am able to get Trick Room up and get a free switch into Torkoal. Oh, never mind. They're not Mach Punching. That's interesting. Are they doing something even goofier? Either way, if either of them attack, it should knock me out clean. Both of those are super effective moves. Oh, excellent! What do you got? Go for it, bud. Cool. Good work. You really showed me. Dazzling Gleam should do a little bit of damage. And Trick Room goes up. We invert the speed order. We send out the turtle. Oh yeah, I should finally get rid of Sunny Day as a move on this Torkoal, because I no longer need it now that I have Drought. I guess I'll put, like, a Solar Beam on there, is my best guess. Alright, Surf to break Focus Sash. Eruption to clear. Easy, easy, easy. Sylveon actually hangs in there. That's impressive. But it didn't use an offensive move. It used Helping Hand on a guy who got knocked out. Alright, I don't think Goodra's gonna get knocked down by an Eruption either, because it does resist, and it's very specially defensive. But we should do a fair chunk of change. Keep an eye on that health bar. It's gonna say not very effective, and we're gonna do, like, over half, I think. Yeah, there we go. It's not very effective. And we do over half. Dragon Pulse. Very cool. You are targeting the wrong guy. And now Eruption's a single target move, so it does 25% more damage. Spread moves in every generation since 3 have, they have a 25% damage reduction modifier if they hit multiple targets. That's like Earthquake, that's like Eruption, Surf, etc., etc. Huh. Interesting. What happened there? I was not paying attention. How did Eruption not go off? The modifier is even more severe in Gen 3. It's 50% in Gen 3. I wasn't paying attention. What happened there? I know Trick Room expired, right? I, like, totally wasn't paying attention. We should be fine no matter what. Wait, I can just check if Trick Room's in how many turns I got in Trick Room, right? Oh no, we have one more turn of Trick Room. This is also a great addition. I always forget about this in previous generations. Yeah, I have no idea how that didn't hit. Unless it's holding Bright Powder? Did it miss? The only way that didn't connect is if the Goodra's holding Bright Powder. If it missed somehow. But we do have another turn of Trick Room still, so I can do this. Heal Pulse into you. And we try again. The battle status menu is very, very good. In previous generations, I had to keep track of how many turns of Trick Room were up in my head by counting power points. Okay, cool. This one connects. Goodbye, Goodra. Good riddance. A critical hit on top of it. But yeah, no, in Gen 3, it's a 50% modifier, which is very punishing. And they reduced it to only 25% in subsequent gens. And then if it becomes a single target move like that, you lose the modifier. So, Sun boosted, single target, same type attack bonus. Really have everything. Here you are, the masked man. I'm the masked man? Char Aznable? Gallant Char? I don't believe I'm wearing a mask. I've got glasses, which is kind of similar. Okay. Yeah, so it must have had Bright Powder as its hold item. That's my conclusion as a Pokemon professor. The only possible way it could have dodged Eruption, which is 100% accurate, is if it had a item that improved its evasion, and the only item that does that is Bright Powder, which is 10%. Thank you. Thank you for the rewind, I appreciate it. I didn't think that was something I needed to pay attention to, because, Eruption's not supposed to miss. Uh-oh. Time to find out what moves I share with Miss Magius, I guess. Hoping Trick Room wasn't one of them. So I guess ideally Raichu goes for the, or Raichu rather, goes for the Volt Switch again, which would definitely knock me out. Though I think anything Miss Magius does would also probably knock me over. Taunt. Okay, that gets redirected into me. That's another really big benefit of the Z Destiny Bond, is I was able to redirect the taunt from going into my Slowpoke. Actually, no, my Slowpoke has Oblivious. It's immune to taunt. That wouldn't have mattered. Cool. Trick Room goes up. Twisted the dimensions. Delmise. I always think this thing's water type, but it's actually just Grass Ghost. And it has an ability that gives it same type attack bonus on Steel also, so it's kind of Steel type. Truly, like, a mystery Pokemon. I don't know why they made this thing. At any rate, though, it's about to get blown the fuck up. Surf. That was a crit, wow. Big damage. It's just so good. Do we see how much of a night and day, pun fully intended, difference it is when Torkoal gets to set up the sun in this generation compared to previous generations? Guess we just protect. Actually, just send out Gastrodon. If this thing goes for like a water pulse or whatever, it's just gonna get redirected. I don't have a Solar Beam. I should equip Solar Beam on Torkoal. That'd be very good in this situation. We're gonna see Gastrodon hit the field for the first time tonight. It's not very effective. It's not very effective, guys. Don't worry. That was not very effective, that move. Goodbye. The hero isn't supposed to lose. That's how I felt for like the past month. Oi, oi, oi. While we're in Alola, I feel compelled to talk about the most recent results at the Sacramento regional that happened last weekend. I didn't get to simulcast it like I wanted to, but the winning team featured Tyranitar, which is exciting, because he's not been very viable in the doubles format in Scarlet and Violet for some time. And more shockingly, Komoho, which is the dragon type from this generation, who is fighting dragon. They were running like an Iron Defense body press set, which was very, very effective. And I just think it's really cool to see that Komoho can do anything, because it's double weak to Fairy, and we're in a format where Fluttermane is the most used Pokemon in the entire game by a huge margin. So the fact that this guy was able to figure out that if you like do Terra Steel Komoho, you're very, very durable. I was very impressed to see it. And you know, I love to see Tyranitar. Longtime fans of the channel will remember me running Tyranitar and Lycanroc as soon as this game came out in like November of last year. Alright, do we think either of these Pokemon are going to attack me? Yes, but it doesn't affect me. Okay, that's a bummer. The Tyranitar was just running standard Tyranitar stuff. It was bolstered by the fact that the DLC gave us access to Knockoff, which is a very, very powerful dark move. I believe it increases power when you hit a target that is holding an item, and it removes their item, which is very good against teams that want to, say, stall with leftovers, or eat a berry or something like that. Very, very good. Will either of these nerds do anything? Oh my god. Pacifist team, exactly. Again, this is why you can't run this at, like, locals, or, like, in any kind of actual tournament setting, because people can just say, oh, I see the 3 moves you're gonna click, I just won't let you do it. But, it is what it is. On the flip side, if I stall out my own Trick Room, it, like, doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to threaten me and make me not able to set it up a second time. Oh, yeah, and speaking of bringing stuff to locals, I forgot to mention, and it's coming up this week, some of you know, people who've been here before know that I'm an actual ordained Pokemon professor, which is very fun, which means I have the authority to host events on behalf of the Pokemon Company International, and, like, award points in the championship circuit and things like that, which is very, very exciting. And this coming Thursday, I'm going out to host my 6th local of the season, which will qualify me for being able to level up to Tier 1, or Level 1 Organizer in January when my renewal process is up. So I get to level up. It'll authorize me to host bigger events, which is very exciting. Pretty much, yeah, Tier 1 Pokemon Operator. It goes up to Tier 2. There's Basic, which is what I am right now. Tier 1, which is you have to do 6 events, either judged or organized. I'm close to doing 6 of both, which would be 12 events in my first season, which is pretty cool. And then the Tier 1 has a multiple choice component for the questionnaire and an essay component that you have to fill out to do. And then there's Tier 2, which is the same thing, where you have to do, I think, 12 events. And there's like a larger essay and an interview and everything. And that qualifies you for organizing a regional, which is not something I ever want to do, but it's nice to level up. Come on. Sharpedo, get out of here, I'm begging you. Thank you. The questionnaire, who's that Pokemon? I guess I go into Torkoal here. I kind of wanted to go into Gastrodon, because Gastrodon is a way of phasing out the defense bonuses off of Walrein. But I think getting rid of Hail is better right now. This is going to do not a lot of damage to Walrein, unfortunately. And we're almost out of Trick Room turns. Anyway, long story short, I feel very accomplished running so many locals this year. Like 6 in my first season is very good. I've staffed a bunch of events. I actually just had a Premier Challenge, which is like a pro circuit event, last weekend. We had 25 attendees, which was really, really exciting. And 3 of the top 4 fellows in the bracket there were regulars at my local. So I felt like, you know, we're harboring good talent. We're fostering good talent. Okay. That's community building. It's nice, right? I feel very cool and powerful being able to call myself a Pokemon professor. Alright, do we think these nerds knock out my my little guy here? My Slowpoke? I'm hoping the answer is no. Ingrain, thank goodness. I was worried you'd use a grass move. Well, nice knowing you, Obama Snow. That was fun. Trick Room goes back up for a second time in one bite. You hate to see it. And I guess this guy's strategy is just to stall me out with Hail, but I'm not, like, very threatened by that. And now it's single target eruption, so we get a bit of a power boost. There is no Sun in play, which is a bummer. I could set Sunny Day back up if I really wanted to, but doing damage is a bigger deal. Yeah, come home with Metal, you can give them the national dex. Oh, is that a critical hit? There we go. Bypass the defense boosts anyway. We love that. And that is why stall rarely wins, because you can just lose to a crit. The more turns you stall it out, the higher the odds that one of the hits they get against you will be a crit. And then the whole thing comes tumbling down. It's why, you were talking about it before, Sari, Hisuian Gudra does still have a really good niche, because in the world of screen setting and defense boosting, it is kind of king. Because it can't be crit. So you never have a situation like that where you boost your own defenses and then it doesn't matter, because they just knock you out anyway. There was a bunch of stuff going on, and I ran away to this place. Okay. I'm not gonna ask questions. Backpacker Reese. Setting up ice next to your own dragon type is interesting, but you're saying you'd get like Aurora Veil screens and then just be Hisui and Gudra? That does sound kind of epic. I won't lie. That sounds pretty cool. Do you then go for the blow on the head and you Terra Ice your Hisui and Gudra so you get the defense bonus in Modern Snow behind the screen? Is that like the secret sauce? And then you can Terra Blast, Terra Ice into opposing Hisui and Gudra. Okay, so they once again just do nothing. That's cool. Terra Ice would make sense in that situation, because you've got the screen bonus, and then you get the 50% defense bonus on top of, like, your defense boosting move. Your body presses would become very powerful. I think the weather defense bonus factors into that, but I'm not sure. Yeah, these pacifist teams are really not doing it for me. Okay, so we're gonna do Surf, like that, and we're gonna send in Gastrodon instead of Torkoal this time. Not a threat, just they're really harshing the vibe, yeah? Helping Hand, and you're gonna use a water move because you set up Rain, right? Please show me that you use, like, Hydro Pump. That would be so funny. Asynchronous griefing. Huh? Huh? Did I, like, blink and miss a turn, or did Musharna just use Helping Hand, a move that exists entirely to make your ally do 50% more damage on their next attack, and then the ally didn't use an attacking move? Huh? Well, I am confused, I'll be honest. That Confuse Ray really did do a number on me because I'm very confused right now. Alright, Muddy Water, Rain boosted. Let's go. I'm very confused. Oh, okay. Big damage. Well, I'm certainly confused. Misinput, oh no. I can't keep spamming Surf, unfortunately, though. It was just disabled by my guy's ability, so I guess I'll Protect. No reason not to. Muddy Water. Just continue to blast out large spread damage in Rain. Enjoy that 50% boost that they set up for me. Ah. I saw my life flash before my eyes right there. A energy ball into Gastrodon would definitely one-shot, so I'm very grateful that they didn't go for the easy out there. Man. Wonder Room? That's the one that suppresses items, right? Defense and special defense are swapped. Okay. Dimensions returned to normal. I don't like that. We're gonna try for a Trick Room here. I should be able to eat an energy ball, I think. And I guess I'm just gonna go for an attack. If they knock me out, they knock me out, and I get Torkoal in. I can't protect anyway. Oh my god. Into Gastrodon, right? Yeah, okay, that's fine. Torkoal comes in, next turn, we're fine. Trick Room goes up, we're fine. We're fine. As long as I don't hit myself here. Thank goodness. Oh, and I still have my full health Sharpedo that is asleep. I forgot about them. Okay, Surf. No longer disabled. And good old Eruption. Watch it be not very effective, and watch that not matter. Again, okay. Kaboom. So true. Certified Torkoal moment right there. Oh my goodness. It's fine. Despite what you might think, and might think you remember, ground does not resist fire attacks. Oh, you're so right, actually. I will get that for next time. I'm gonna go look for that clipper right now, actually. Yeah, so, like, Hippodon just gets blown up. Like, no problem. Hold on, ISB, I'm doing it right now. Oh my, wait, no, these aren't labeled. Okay, wait, I found, like, 4,000 files. This guy had a clip for everything. Hold on. You're gonna have to wait, Hippodon, I'm busy. Oh god. Oh, sorry. I'm so distracted now. You completely distracted me. Audience member. He's a talkative dude, yeah? I'll find it, somehow. Alternatively, if you can find it for me, and DM it to me, I will put it in, like, right now. Live on stream. It's time for me to change my face again, goodness gracious. Leave it to me, coach. Thank you. Next is battle number 11. We're almost there, gang. When you're on a trip, lose your inhibitions. Lose them all. So true. She gets it. Sightseer, Charlene. Ability and Norman attacks. Ooh, that feels like a Gen 1. I don't know, gosh. I was gonna say Haunter, but I don't think it's Haunter. I have no idea what Darmanitan's speed is. We're gonna double protect. I don't know what that one is. Is it like a Poliwhirl? Oh, okay, Scyther. No, it doesn't, but typically I'm not always looking at chat, and when I hear a noise like that, I just know to not look at chat until I come up with an answer. Scyther, interesting. I know it's... I can tell when they're Gen 1, at least. But I can't find a way to hide it from me. I would like that to hide it from me. I don't want to know. I'd like to have to reveal it. Nice redeem, thank you. I gotta upgrade it so that it doesn't require form names. Like, Ty came in earlier and tried to do an Amorous, but because an Amorous just has 2 forms, I don't think it recognizes just good old Amorous. And I also want to make it be able to accept national dex numbers, so I have to have some big JSON map that indexes all of that. Yeah, why wouldn't there be an Italian version of the... If you can find him saying, Erozione, that'd be really cool, though. But I don't know how you'd find that. Wow, awesome. I love to dodge the move. That would definitely knock me out. I hate this game. I hate Pokemon, actually. I take it all back. The professor thing was all a mistake. Not worth it. Bad. Love to just get whiffed on by Power Whip. Oh my god. Wow, Luminous Moss. Very cool. Thank you. Cool. Second time's the charm. Many such cases, yeah? It's so funny because, like, I'm the one who's unlucky when their move misses, in this case. Whatever, we're good. Gastrodon, why not? That's why not. I've made the wrong choice. I didn't realize he had Power Whip on it. That's crazy. I don't know why you would do that. It's slightly stronger, but it doesn't crit as often. So I feel like on average it's still less power. That is wild. Or like Horn Leech is the other good grass move. That's crazy. I didn't look at his team. It looked very standard. Yeah, Eruption is a Gen 3. Oh yeah, you're right. Stadium is not Gen 3, right? Eruption's a Gen 3 move. Torkoal's a Gen 3 Pokemon. Yeah, and like they didn't invent Eruption until they invented Torkoal. You might be thinking of Pokemon Battle Revolution. That one I can find. Hold on. One second, gang. This is important. I couldn't tell you what you're thinking of. Oh, hold on. What a pain. Okay, so I have a repository of all of the voice clips from the guy from Pokemon Battle Revolution, but they're all .ogg files, and my Mix-It-Up program only accepts MP3 and WAV. Hold on. Let's fire up FFmpeg. This is important. Look what you've made me do. Anyway, in the meantime, we've got a mushroom problem on our hands. I'm gonna go for the Ice Beam into this thing. I cannot allow the mushroom to exist. It's an existential threat to my very, very core. I don't think that one-shots though, right? No, it doesn't. But I hang in there. Not really, though. Oh, wait, that does, like, nothing. Okay, we surf again. And we go for the other Ice Beam, I guess, again. Gets rid of the stupid mushroom. Perfect, now I can continue to surf. And muddy water should clear here, no problem. Easy. Don't want to be disgraced like this. Okay. I think the labor is done. There should be a new redeem. If anyone's bold enough to try it. I guess you can wait till the time is
Nailed
right.
by eruption.
There you go. Collector Nobunaga. I also miss Battle Revolution. Did you know the guy who does that voice is the guy who narrates the Pokemon anime? Not just a sound-alike, it's literally him. Did you forget? He's him. Alright, do we think this team is going to use an offensive move? He is him. Oh my god. Thank you. This probably won't KO though. Not even close. It's fine. Because now I can just protect on Slowpoke. And as I mentioned earlier, Destiny Bonds buff lasts until you attack again. And now that Trick Room is in effect, my Sharpedo will go dead last. So if either of these guys pick up a KO on Sharpedo between now and the end of the turn, they will still be fainted. And if they choose not to, Ice Fang will certainly knock out Glysaur. So I think we're okay. But that's really annoying. Yeah, okay. There we go, that should clear. Thank you. And of course they send out a fire type. I think a more consistent version of this would be having somebody who knows Final Gambit, like a Staraptor or something really fast. But I wanted to try and use the gimmick of this generation, which is the Z move. So I didn't. Final Gambit, like, puts the agency back in your hand to knock somebody out, though, which is at least nice. On the other hand, though, Sharpedo is much more beach-themed. And I was trying to go for, like, a very ocean and beach-themed team here. Between Gastrodon, Slowpoke, Torkoal, Lilligant. Yeah? I don't think that berry's gonna save you, bud. This is gonna hurt. The Aqua Berry weakened the damage, and he still got one shot. Unlucky. Oh, they love their Confuse Ray! Decidueye. Uh-oh. Got bad news for this bird. The underdog has no mouth with which to speak. Okay. They really do just keep all the freaks in the battle tower. They all say the weirdest things. The Eruption Redeem isn't on some crazy cooldown, is it? I'm just amazed that I gave you guys a new toy and you're not just spamming it. I've turned this bad because I wanted to be called a pixie.
Nailed by Eruption.
Thank you. You can do it like when I use the move, though. Ideally. Actually, I'm sure there's a limit to sound redeems, but I should just have every voice clip from Pokemon Battle Revolution as a sound clip, and then you guys can narrate my battles for me, and I don't even need to do anything. I turned this bad because I wanted to be called a pixie. There's a lot to unpack there. Eruption shouldn't miss. Unless they have Bright Powder, Eruption should not miss. It's not possible. It's 100% accuracy. Tentacruel and Explode. Bright Powder's only redeem. You're so right. Voodoo, by the way, what's your history with Pokemon? I don't know a ton about you. I like your photography and I admire it on the co-host. And before that, I knew you as a Twitter funny guy back when that was a platform people used. But like, what's your history with the franchise, if I might ask? Like, how much do you know about the meat and potatoes of Pokemon? Because like, as I've established, I'm a professor. I know everything. So I'm always curious what other people have as their background. I've been playing this game since I could read, pretty much. And like 10 hours of Moon. I'm here to soak up your expertise and enthusiasm. Well, I hope it's working. I'm very excited. I get super energized about these things. I'm very happy to run locals, as I was saying. Like, that's my new thing. My streaming is kind of taking a down tick, and I don't release as much cool software anymore, but I am very, very busy in the real world, as grim as that is to say. Like, I run a local every week. I'm at championship events most weekends. Like, this is what I do now. And it's cool. It's exciting. I'm gonna run Torkoal even though I'm fighting a water guy just because it's funny. Yeah, I don't care. Weezing great. I personally think Gen 9 competitively is like the most fun it's ever been. I think the introduction of the Terra type as the gimmick of choice instead of like a Z move or Dynamax or whatever or Megas is really, really good and healthy. It introduces a lot of room for expression, which I'm told fighting game players use that term a lot. But it means that you can find a niche Pokemon that you like and change its typing, basically. And so instead of being like, oh, there's 12 Mega Pokemon that are good, or whatever, or you get your one shot to use a big powerful Z move, you can basically find a way to work your favorite in there and do some cool, clever stuff with type manipulation. I think it's very good. It's very versatile. It applies to every Pokemon evenly. You don't just have like, I have to use Gyarados because there's Mega Gyarados. There isn't Mega Torkoal, so I'm not going to use Torkoal. You know, you find a way for it to all work. I've seen some of the most inventive teams in the competitive format in Gen 9, and I really don't know where they're going to go from here in terms of gimmicks. I really like it. As we're witnessing here, the gimmick of this generation, the Z move thing, where you just get one very strong attack. Not very exciting, because it can just do nothing sometimes. It can be very ineffectual. But Terra is like for the whole battle, and it can apply to everybody, so... They will use AI to make Pokemon mergeable like those funny web toys. Please no. God. Yeah, because if there's one thing I know about the Pokemon Company, it's that they have a lot of bandwidth to make more unique art assets for more Pokemon. That's definitely a thing that's in their wheelhouse and in their like, backlog, I think. They definitely want to make more unique 3D models. That's historically gone very well for them, so let's keep on having them do that. It's not very effective on the opposing Gyarados. If you're facing Style or Dull, you need other charms. Stranger charms. So no. There are two medals that I'm going after, two ribbons, right? So this one that I'm currently going after, Battle Tree Great Ribbon, is 20, which we're most of the way there towards. This next one's gonna be 14. This is 20, and this is like lower tier, easier. Then there's the Battle Tree Master Ribbon, and that one is 50 consecutive battles. We won't be doing that one tonight. We're going to get to 20 and we're going to call it. I'll save the 50 for some other time. That one is the one that I need to cheese with Aaron last generation, because there was just no Pokemon lead that you can possibly have that will consistently be able to go into 50 different things that they bring at you. It just doesn't work. In competitive, you bring 4 and then you get to pick 2 to start with, but here you always have to use the same 2 for your entire run. You don't get to change it up ever. I used to be a trainer who's feared as a witch. Very cool. So we're not going to be doing the 50th, though. One point of information that I do want to note, though, is that the title that is awarded for the Battle Tree ribbons are the Tree Victor and the Tree Master. So sometime off-stream, I want to try and get a Trevenant through and get these ribbons on them so that in Generation 9 I can try and run them with, like, Trevenant the Tree Master, because it's a tree. I think this would be very funny. That is my spiel about these ribbons. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program, the Tree Victor. Gorgeous and Gothitelle. I'm definitely faster, but I know Gothitelle can run Fake Out, which would be a problem. So we're going to double protect turn 1 and see what happens. Oh yeah, I guess to even take it a step back, you were saying that you've only played, like, Gen 1 and bits of Moon. So with ribbons now, as of Generation 8, you can choose a ribbon that you have on any given guy and, like, equip it. which gives them a title when they're sent out into battle. So it would be like Torkoal, the tree victor is what it would say if I equipped the battle tree ribbon, for example. The one that started this whole event for me was the training ribbon, which you can only get in Generation 6, which gives the title the Tried and True. And I really wanted that for my Torkoal because I've been using Torkoal in a competitive capacity since Generation 7 here, which was a long-ass time ago now. And, like, I think that's cool. I like the idea that you can show off the ribbons that you have, even in, like, PvP. And I figured if I'm going to go back to get that one, I might as well get all of them. So then I made a nice little UI for it that I need to make a README for so other people can use. And that's pretty much that. Okay, Trick Room. Yes, exactly. If I'm going to go back and get one of them, I might as well get all of them, because you can't go back later. When you transfer a Pokemon up from a generation, you can't go back. So I might as well do them all, and hey, it turns into good content. People got to watch me mauled at the Generation 6 Battle Mansion for almost a whole month. I'm begging one of you to use an offensive move. Thank you. Kaboom! Sableye might also have Fake Out. That would be a pain. Oh, so I have terminal JoJo brain poisoning because I've read every part of JoJo, and so I name all of my Pokemon typically after musicians or songs. So O Sole Mio is a Italian folk song. It is Oh My Son, like the sun in the sky, not S-O-N. So I thought it was very fitting for the Pokemon that is the harbinger of the sun. And like I've got Tiny Dancer as my Slowpoke, which is an Elton John song, Barracuda by Heart, and then Soft and Wet is the Prince album, or song. Also a JoJo stand, but it seems very appropriate for the squishy little sea slug. So my typical naming scheme is just music, because I have no better ideas. It feels right. Pokemon feel like stands, so what can you do? That said, my naming scheme, I believe, goes against the official naming rules. If I were to bring these guys to a actual regional tournament, a opponent could call a judge on me because it is a copywritten property, which is actually against the rules. You can't have... I'm assuming somebody named their, Primeape Goku or something, and somebody got really mad about it, and now there's a rule that says you can't use copywritten names. So I'd have to come up with something else to just turn off nicknames. Are they not? Then why do they change them for JoJo? Every time JoJo gets localized, you get, Zipper Man instead of Sticky Fingers. We already fought this girl. Altaria. Sticky Fingers isn't a band name, though, is it? I thought there was an album. Wait, maybe I'm misunderstanding. Albums. Because artist names. Okay, and now is it just like a meme? Like it's just funny? Or because they're cowards and or stupid? Also valid. I didn't know that song titles couldn't be, or aren't copywritten. That seems very contra my understanding of the music industry, where they will own rights to anything they can own. Do you think I'm gonna get attacked? Thank you! Thank goodness. Ooh, actually, seeing Altaria reminds me of one other thing. Not to change the subject too rapidly, but Voodoo, you probably have seen the Pokemon Mikus, right? Where they're doing a Pokemon collab with like a new Miku design for every type. And the flying one was Altaria, which makes me think of that. But I feel like that's in your wheelhouse. I think you're... I feel like I have in my mind that you're a Miku enjoyer. Most people are, so it's a pretty good guess no matter what. Yes, those are official. And now she's putting out a song every week until February, I think? That are... Yeah, they rule. Like, unequivocally, they rule. Alright, time to see how much damage Eruption can do. Queue up your Eruption redeem, because I'm about to fire Sun Boosted Eruption into 2 not very effective targets. Think it's gonna do over 50%? Get your...
Nailed by Eruption.
Too soon. Too eager. Do it again, too soon. Do we think this will do over 50%? Same type attack bonus. Plus 2 special attack. In the zone.
Nailed by Eruption.
They really were. And they keep using Dragon Dance. To what end, guys? What is your plan? We are sitting in Trick Room with 3 turns left, and you keep boosting your speed. You're not gonna make it out of this one, guys. I'm sorry. Actually, I'm gonna use Surf because I want to see if I can get the knockout with Slowpoke. That'd be very funny. Hey Tom, welcome. Many Toms in the house today. Classic Slowpoke knockout onto Haxorus. Very unfavorable matchup for the Haxorus. Always getting knocked out. Poor guy. If only he had used a single attack instead of Dragon Dance twice in a row. And now here's a cool thing about Beware. Its ability is Fluffy, which doubles your defense, but also makes you weak to fire. I've got bad news for the type of attack that's about to land on this Beware. Ooh. Also, hi Ricky, I don't know if I greeted you today. Always good to see you, Doctor. The Doctor is in. Hi. We're very close to being done with the first core of Battle Tower here. I've got 4 more battles, and then I'm going to call it. Yeah, Beware is really creepy because it has a tag. The baby has a tag under its butt. And then Beware is just like upright version of that. Punk Guy Dillon, we've definitely already fought this guy. Muck and Bisharp. The Bisharp used Taunt if memory serves. And I'd bet dollars to donuts that the Muck is going to use Minimize. I'm going for it though, I'm crazy. Will I be attacked this turn? Yes, I will. But I don't think that's gonna knock me out. This again, huh? Okay. Cool. Yes, yes. Very good. Ah, we love to see it. So it doesn't matter that he stockpiled and boosted his defenses. He knocks himself out for no real reason. A human player would never do that. We can go into Torkoal. This thing might know Fake Out. I don't actually remember what moves Liepard knows other than Assist. It does no Fake Out. Tragic, I should have just protected. Oh well. Oh no! My Torkoal can only attack now. Whatever will I do? Have you considered streaming your Pokemon locals like FG? I have. I just don't have the capacity to do it. Like, I don't have a there's no streaming setup. Well, there is a streaming setup at the venue, but it's used for Smash every week. So I'd have to bring my own. And my dinky little laptop is like a Chromebook. So I'd have to think about that. I might look into that going into next year, though. I might figure something out that way. I know the larger events, the Premier Challenges, are going to be streamed starting soon. Like the 25-person tournaments where they give out points and stuff. We've got plans in the works to stream our locals for that. But the Thursday night ones, I don't think we're going to stream. They have no rights, but they do have very powerful body odor. This part isn't a joke. I always thought people were joking. And then I started going to locals, and they do really just smell like weed, which is unbelievable. But yeah, the larger tournaments, I know we've got one coming up on November 4th, which is a Sunday, that we're going to stream. And that's like a big one. That's going to have 32 players or something like that. It's going to be very high level. So look forward to that. I don't know if I will be the one streaming it, because there are a lot of staff for that. But we will be streaming it, which is exciting. And I will definitely talk about it and link it on my various socials when that goes up. I'll see what I can do. How they used to smell? Oh god. Now for the final game. You are incorrect. This is Battle 17 of 20. I agree. It would be very fun. We've got some good casting talent, which is why I don't know if I will actually be up there. If I do stream it, it's her final game, that's true. If I do stream it, it wouldn't be, like, on this channel, I don't think. It would probably be on a channel of the venue. And I wouldn't have my funny little VTuber avatar superimposed over it, because that's just not how you'd run a tournament commentary. You just have, I'd be the voice in the sky, you know? Along with whatever co-caster I have. But you'd know it's me because you know my voice. I think Noivern is faster by default, so I'm going to protect. Protect. At any rate, I will definitely keep people abreast of things on Twitter. I do look exactly like my model, but I wouldn't have a face cam either. Like, I'm just saying, commentary in Pokemon doesn't have, like, a little face cam for the casters. It would probably have, if anything, face cams for the players, right? But, yeah. Okay. I had some crazy train of thought. I don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, I'll keep people abreast of the situation on the various socials, co-hosts, unfortunately still Twitter, etc., etc. Frostlass. Taking the L because I'm set for the stream setup, but I've got Lawrence. Oh man. Man. I do like the, attempted synergy of using Boom Burst, a very powerful normal type move, and then switching in a Ghost so that you don't take damage from it on your own side. Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to do them any favors. Cool, nice. Nice, 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 nice. I'm gonna go for the Gastrodon here. I'm sure Torkoal could do just as fine, but I know they've got a water type in the back. Powerful Ice Beam into Noivern. Boom Burst work, and there are just too many Ghosts. Yeah, that's the thing. Especially with Terra type now. Ghost is a very, very popular type to switch to, because it makes you immune to Fake Out, among other things. So you run into even more of them. I love all these guys who have the berries that reduce the damage from super effective moves. Oh. Okay. Cool, I guess. I'm glad that move doesn't exist anymore. That's boring. They're in heaven now. Cool. Huh? Okay. Cool, I guess. Citrus Berry, gonna heal? Okay. Get rid of the bird before it sends me to God again. Thank you. Oh my god. They always do this in the Battle Tower, where they have some, like, crazy stall guy at the very end. And it just doesn't make any sense. Like, to what end? To what end are we stalling? Great. Cool. That was awesome. Great job, Starmie. Alright, we're almost done, gang. 18. Yeah, I don't like singles. I know that a lot of people feel like that's like the de facto way to play Pokemon. But to me, as I demonstrated a couple weeks back with the Battle Tower and singles, as long as you just have something that's fast and strong, like, cool, you get to click the funny button, and your opponent just doesn't get to play the game. Which is much harder to do in doubles. Like, I'm having lots of turns where Torkoal gets to use its stupidly strong Eruption in front of two guys and get a double knockout before they can move. But that's because I have to very meticulously position and set board state with, like, Trick Room and enabling a support to, like, be able to do its stuff. You can't just, like, send that out turn 1 and have it happen. Okay, that's interesting. I'm hoping Meganium uses, like, Giga Drain on me or something. Like, I have to do all of this. My hands look like this so that Torkoal's can look like that, is what I'm saying. I have to drag myself through the mode. Petal Blizzard, perfect. It's gonna hurt Slowpoke, but not that much. Did you try and put sunglasses on the 07 emote, Ty? That's terrible. Oh, okay, so the Z move animation is tied to the type of the Z crystal that you're using. So like the reason I'm able to do uh the Z Destiny Bond and only Z Destiny Bond is because I'm holding Ghostium Z here, which means that you can then use a Z move of any Ghost type move that you have. And so the only one I have is Destiny Bond, which does a funny thing because it's a status move. Most like Z offensive moves are just that move but a little stronger, which is very boring. So the other thing I don't like about this, other than the fact that it's like all or nothing and you get like one shot to do a cool thing, you have to dedicate an entire hold item slot to it, and it restricts, you already know what the type is going to be before you do anything. So you dedicate a tremendous amount of your team's resources to getting one cool move off, right? Yeah. So it's just like a lot of investment. Same with like Megas where you have the Mega Stone. Just a lot of investment to do a thing. Whereas with Terra, everybody gets to have a cool hold item. You can choose who you're gonna do the thing on, whatever, it's great. So yeah, that's the Ghost Z dance thing. And I guess you're right, Ty, you did succeed. Surf. Absorb Bulb? Why? Why? Why would you have Absorb Bulb except for this exact situation? It doesn't matter, because they got nailed by Eruption. But like...
Nailed by Eruption.
What can you do? I respect it. Somebody's got to do it. As much as I dislike the Z moves, though, and I think they're kind of just boring or unimpressive, this game really got it all figured out when they introduced regional forms, like Executor here. That is a big brain, galaxy brain, very intelligent move.
Nailed by Eruption.
Thank you, Ty. I think that's super good for the franchise as a whole, letting you make, like, subtle variations on old favorites. Classic guys find new niches as they get new types and abilities and such. I think it's very good. I feel sluggish in the seat. Let's get this started. In what way are they a solution to the Mega Evolution dilemma? I'm not sure what you mean. I've never heard them be used, like, in the same context. Ooh, they got the refrigerator. Is your refrigerator running? Oh, Oldmon's getting, like, a cool fresh coat of paint. I hear ya. Surf and Pikachu. I'm pretty sure I'm faster than both of these guys, but I don't know for sure. We're about to find out. Alright, cool. Oh no, it's good still. We're good. They don't knock themselves out, but it's okay. Oh man, Eruption's gonna miss, guys. It's gonna happen. Double team on Rotom. Very cool. The refrigerator really is running. And I've got to go catch it. I've got to go catch it! Oh no. Yeah, like, I'm not sure who Mega Houndoom was for. It's just Houndoom, but a little bit more. And his ability is not all that impressive. If you want solar powered on a fire type, just run Charizard. Like, I don't know what Mega Houndoom's deal was. Okay, thank goodness. I was really worried that Double Team was gonna call... That's a problem. Eruption has been disabled. Good thing I still have Flamethrower. And they only have ice types, I guess. The last note I'll have about Mega Evolutions here is that their Pokedex entries were all like, this Pokemon's internal torment has caused it to become monstrous in its form. Houndoom is literally melting at all times internally and is experiencing immense pain. It's like, okay, cool, great, thanks. Very edgy, guys. I appreciate it. I don't know why they felt the need to, like, write that down, but whatever. And then Mega Kangaskhan's is just like, she's very sad because her child is becoming a battler. What if I just want Houndoom to be happy? Oh, I didn't even read her quote. I'm like, come on, got a timetable to keep. 19, let's go, let's go, let's go. Oh, next is 20, cool. Yeah, let's go. Let's wrap this up good. A battle legend. Hey, it's blue. First champion of Alola. This music hits. Alright, I'm definitely slower than Aerodactyl, so I gotta go for the double protect. Aerodactyl might Mega Evolve right now. Oh, I guess not. Rock Slide. The Great Equalizer. Holy moly. Ooh, I love that accordion. Alright, who's coming down with me? Good answer. Ooh. Better answer. Bad. We don't like that. I really needed to not flinch right there. It's fine. We're still fine. No, Z status moves do not give priority, which is why I needed to wait a turn for speed boost on my Sharpedo. Z status moves do not get priority at all. Alright, whatever. Oh. I'm about to be hurt very badly. But that's okay. Wait, I can just protect. Never mind. I thought he had a power herb to make that go right away. Solar Beam whiffs. I'm still in the air. Hurts like a little bit, but not that bad. Go for the Surf. Go for the Muddy Water. They love their berries. I'm glad I made him use it for this not very strong attack. This should get a double knockout, I think, at +1. Yeah. Alright, one last guy. Gyarados, huh? This is a really good mix. really like this song. Sad it's almost over. See ya, Gyarados. They love dragon dancing. But why? To what end? Pop the controller down. Take my hands off the 3DS. And that's the game. That's the game. You're pretty good. Does like the little hand gesture. Hey, Ronnie. I'm actually just about done with stream today.
Nailed by eruption.
Did not have to use Torkoal in that fight, but that's okay. Congratulations. You've spectacularly defeated a battle legend. Have some battle points to commemorate your accomplishment. 20. Wow. Now the battle tree in general. Sure, we'll save a video of this battle. Why not? Thank you for participating. The challenge for double battles has ended. Next, please challenge the super double battles. Next time on Skeletom channel, super double battles in the super battle tree. 50 consecutive. God help us all. But there we go. I gotta go to my box. So I can point at the funny ribbon. Look at them all. Look at all these ribbons. And we just got this one. I gotta point to it, and then I always do a screenshot. There it is. Very decorated veteran right here. We are now at 24 of 32 ribbons. Very, very good. And I gotta do the commemorative honor here of tree. There we go. Pop in on myself as well. I'm also becoming a decorated veteran. And that's gonna do it for me tonight, I think. So, before I send you guys on your way to somewhere else, thank you all for stopping by the way. Very, very nice to meet everyone and talk to everyone tonight. I gotta go eat dinner. Bon, I'm certain, is waiting for me. I think she was making some kind of stew tonight. So that's exciting. So I'm excited about that. But real quick, my remaining plans for the week, over here, if they load. We've done Monday, where I was doing Endless Ocean. Tuesday, we finally got some good shark attacks with my Sharpedo. And now on Sunday, Return to the King, I'm going back to the kitchen because I think I actually have a free Sunday for once in my life. For the first time in like 4.5 months. Pizza Sudan here is going to make a return. 6 p.m. on Sunday. Hand cam stream where I make pizza from scratch. But between you and me, guys, though, I'm thinking I actually might make fresh pasta from scratch this time. I haven't decided yet, but it might be something worth tuning into. It'll be fun. Get your eggs ready, because you're going to need a lot of them. I'll try and give everybody appropriate notice if you want to go out grocery shopping and get ingredients, because it's always fun to cook along with people. But that'll be Sunday. I got a lot to talk about, kind of stuff I covered here, but I'm going to do like a big Fortnite in review kind of thing. Talk about my experience being a Pokemon professor this season, all the tournaments I've organized and judged for, other things I've got going on, other buns in the oven, so to speak. Pasta's just kind of string kind of pizza, it's fine. That's what you'd think, but you use eggs for one of them, and you don't use eggs for the other one, so not as similar as they might seem. Though the end result is still very good carbohydrates, so what can you do? Anyway, that's going to do it for me. Thank you for all tuning in. I'm going to go find somebody to raid, and for the meantime, I'll put you back on the good Pokemon screen. Bask in my accomplishments, and let me go look at who's currently streaming to raid. Who's up? Ba, ba, ba. Oh, well. There's an easy answer here. Friend of the show at this point. Have a good dinner. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to send you guys over to, as always, at this point, _level, who is playing, I don't know what, but she's always playing something good, and she's always good at them. Over 100 new classic Vania runs. Oh, okay, so Dot is doing a challenge for her viewers, I believe, to beat a bunch of classic Castlevania games in October. So she's going over the homework assignments right now. She's reviewing the submissions. So that'll be fun. And then I'm sure she's going to do some kind of gameplay later. So go be nice to Dot. Everybody who's a follower gets access to my share pizza emote. So make sure you follow, because you can go spam that in other channels now. You don't even have to pay me any money for it anymore. I finally just have follower emotes. So hit her with that when you get over there. And then I'll talk to you guys on Sunday. Thank you very much. Bonus Sarah, and good.